followed by a national symposium. So there a lot of people came, lot of experts came, and there was a good discussion among the experts and students. So that knowledge transfer from the seniors to juniors, that happens very nicely. And similarly, we are publishing one bulletin that's called Bulletin of Indian Meteorological Society. We call it BIMS. So every quarterly we are publishing that. That is Bulletin of Indian Meteorological Society. And just like that, you can see people may think that it is of not that much importance, etc. But yesterday only I got a WhatsApp message there in the Bulletin of Mathematical Statistical Society. Somebody got Nobel Prize in mathematics. It's a similar kind of. So like that, it is the article was published in 1925. This 1940. So there was so much time gap, and the person who got is in now 102 years. So that means sometimes science will be appreciated by may not be immediately, but in some future actually. So in bulletin also certain I see Dr. Ramesh Kumar's articles. If you see, then you will learn a lot of things. Actually, I knew Dr. Ramesh Kumarji from actually in the philatelic history. I can think he is one of the most important person in India and one of the most important person in the world. So many actual kind of stamp collections, so many kind of historical background, and so his articles always we welcome. Similarly, we welcome all of your articles. Anybody wants to write an article, they can give it in a very simple word file. You just give whatever. And in our national chapter, this is in IMS New Delhi. We have got one publication, Biomangal. So that publication also you can give article. That will be some review of that articles. But you can publish that in that Biomangal. You publishing is not very costly. There is no cost actually. So there is no publication charges, etc. So anybody can just opt for giving some articles to Biomangal, so that Biomangal also gets lot of information for different parts of the actually. And just like you are putting geology, geophysics, geography, meteorology, oceanography. So all our sister sciences, the people, anybody come and give articles, so that there will be a mutual understanding between each other, so that we know other field also very nicely. And that also it need not be very technical. You try to, if you have a technical article, that is very nice. But if you don't have technical article also, you can have popular articles also, where if some particular information is given. So that information is also nowadays an information world. So information is also useful for many of us. So naturally that information will go to different people, and it can be having very great impact for the future society. So I will request all of you to become a member of Indian Meteorological Society. In the beginning, you can become a student member, but who are for a long time in this field, want to remain long time, they can become a life member. And in addition to, you can contribute for articles in both Biomangal as well as in the field of Indian Meteorological Society. And all the recent issues in a chapter at the bottom, you have got a bulletin of Indian Meteorology. So there you can go, you can find for last 3-4 years, all articles are kept there. So nowadays it's published online, so there is no problem. There is no monetary or something, nothing is there. And we can just, only thing I request that you give it in a Word form, so that it will be easily to be connected together, and we can make it, compilation can be done much quickly. And similarly, Biomangal also is sent articles, so that our things will be getting enriched, and also you'll have a cross knowledge, because other people are giving articles. So from there get, and some other, and just I can just give a small example. Actually, one of our senior, Dr. K.M.K. Tandon, he gave 2 articles on zero and infinity, and I found in the next month our Prime Minister in his Man Ki Baat was explaining about this zero and infinity, because people may think he's a politician, but somehow some information has gone to him that the earlier Indian science was too high. Actually, we have forgotten that our earlier things were too high, and that type zero was invented by our Indians only. So that way, actually, we can remember the earlier science also, earlier technology, because I have seen in a very big hilltop, just like you go to somewhere like Lonavala. There is some one 2005-year-old some structure is there. One mandir is there. Also the 2500, but symmetry if you see, 2,500 years ago, some 3 kilometer at top, how can people make such a nice creation actually? So naturally there was good science, but those sciences in between there was some eruption. So you can see that a lot of things we have not known earlier that can be known now also. So that way actually when you share, nowadays sharing is very important. Share the things and you can get, and you can also get some ideas from others also. So I feel that you can get attached with our society, Criminal Meteorological Society, and this is doing a lot of good activities, good works. And you know our colleagues, they are also always giving a lot of support, just like Dr. Rukman are giving his student. So it is opposite thing is also actually we make Guru Dakshina, but Shiksha Dakshina is also coming to. So I am very thankful, sir, and I am thankful that all our faculty members of this geography department and all of you. Thank you.
Now you can start asking questions again. Maybe first faculty people or maybe students also. Anybody can ask any question. As long as things are here, I will go empty-handed from here. Except Antarctica rocks, we have to ask me a very good question. If you ask me a good question, I am ready to give Antarctica rocks. It's not that maybe some 10 girl students can come and 10 boy students. Maybe I give preference to girl students. So 10 girl students can come, stand here. Yeah, please. Any number of questions, madam. Don't worry. Don't say anything. Nothing is silly, madam. There's no question that's silly. Okay. Okay. Next means what?
Something this will happen. What is the next step? Will people alive and they will stay there, and climate change will occur like India. Instead of having this kind of climate, we may have climate like London, like California, San Francisco.
For Antarctica, I would say
For
actually
discussion, may I get that?
rock ऐसा नहीं देखा. Rock के लिए see Antarctica will become a livable place.
That's for that.
See, people are trying to go to Mars and Moon, etc. Now Antarctica, for example, our middle latitude countries are maybe extra latitude. For example, in our own place in Antarctica, we have actually a small glass house where we actually cultivated chilies, green chilies. And I am a chess player, so I went to Antarctica, played a game of chess with a Russian guy, defeated him in Antarctica. He gave me a memento, he gave me a small cup of vodka, which I didn't drink, but he gave me cherry tomatoes also. So they don't have glass houses, so n number of things can be done in Antarctica. So don't worry. So this, I
think
imagine.
positively, sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking positively only.
Because everyone is talking global warming and something is going to happen. And
So I'll give you a chocolate to you for asking such. You can carry it to you, madam. So any other faculty can ask. If faculty is interested, or students are always welcome. Maybe 10 girl students I want to give the chance first, then some 10 boy students. Okay, sir can ask.
My question is that what is the deepest ice core that was obtained from Antarctica?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Actually, I had this one over here called about 3 kilometers. UK, Russia, and maybe USSR, they went to different lakes. Basically, they want to how did life originate. So they went, I didn't give anything now. Come sir. So first let me give something. This you can think of. So people are trying. In fact, the movie which I show, they were actually doing Antarctica ecological flora, fauna, and number of things. People were actually trying UK, USSR, and they were trying to live in the lakes. And Russia were up to 3 kilometers down. Okay.
No, I have one more question.
You can ask me now only, don't worry.
No, the thing is that because you were talking about expeditions.
Yeah.
Now the number of expeditions are increasing.
Yeah.
So it's natural that the pollution levels may also increase there. And what care is taken by every expedition?
Okay. Maybe I should give a chocolate also to you. You should not feel hungry now. See, each Antarctic station are actually observed by inspectors who come there. We can even put fecal matter over them. Nothing can be put. They are carried by drums back to the stations or whatever. Just like if you go to Mount Everest, nothing, no rubbish can be put. So in none of the Antarctic research stations, we cannot put anything. So we use actually a chemical toilet and they used so this brought back. So usually, even though we went, we were not allowed to stay in the Dakshin Mumbai station. We stayed in our own research vessel, MV Tuleland, which we went. So life is tough in Antarctica, and to keep it clean, as you correctly said, there are n number of studies which are going on, toxic called you name anything, n number of things are going on, and people are very watchful. So we should have now, as I said, 3 stations, or maybe we should have more stations. So people are looking at for each station, as I said, different things are done, and everybody looks at a magnifying glass. Okay, don't think that life is easy. So maybe I think faculty, anybody know, maybe 10 girls can come here. You can come here directly, or you can come from there also. You can ask, no problem. Come, slowly come. Or you can ask from there, madam. Or come here. You can ask from there.
So, what major problems did you face during the Antarctica project?
Okay.
And did you ever feel like giving up? If yes, then what made you continue?
Okay. One of the toughest things which I heard, I thought I won't be standing in front of you, to be frank with you. And luckily, my friend and colleague, Dr. Joaquin Boyce, helped me bring me back. Or else I'll be, let's say, no, this is exactly, this was a very tough thing, to be frank with you. Because the weather keeps on changing very rapidly. So we had actually, as I said, ours was the biggest contingent which went to Antarctica. We had 25 scientists, 25 Navy, 25 station, KSC is another, New Zealand has Scott. There are n number of these ones, each one has actually. And like, you, okay, come. You didn't get anything, no, you got something. Come. Yeah, this is something which I wanted to do. Kumar also. With C.V. Raman, this is for you. And give another. You also become like Miss Annamani. This is one of the 3 of C.V. Raman student. Brilliant lady, okay? You also should become like her, Miss Annamani. Any other students? Yeah, come.
Now that we've talked about ice cores and lake sediments,
Yeah.
has there been any recent studies on coal in Antarctica?
Coal.
Since it had been discovered by the fishers. So, is it still, the studies are still going on?
Ice core studies, I will tell you, it started with a small bore, but now the present director of Antarctica, this one called Dr. Tamban Melo, he has actually developed an ISO and even IATF, paleoclimate. They were looking at a drilling, our Bargonkar, Pansap. People have been looking at paleoclimate. So same way, I don't know. People who have been looking at coal, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know. Anyway, come. I'll give you a prize to you. You can bring out the stones and keep. I'm not going to give. You can bring out the stones and keep. I'm not going to give. I'll just show them. To accept them to ask questions. So I'm not going to give you. I'll just keep it here. I'll give you a nice. Actually, Antarctica. Then have a look at it. Not get it. Okay. So that people will ask 2 questions. Okay. Okay. Ask. You can ask. Yeah. No, please. Okay. You can also ask. Okay. No problem. That's not matter. You can ask.
What kind of snow formation process is going on in Antarctica, and what is its rate and the rate of change?
Antarctica is one of the driest places. In fact, you can call it as actually much more drier than Sahara. Only in the periphery, very little snowfall. That's what if you come. You got a price already? Come. So only in the periphery, and that larger ship which I showed, it took almost 12,000 years to form, and it disintegrated in 35 days. Can you imagine? A thing which took almost 12,000 years to form during this climate change or whatever. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll also give a nice card to you. It's a nice seal. Give him a big round of applause.
So I had a question related to the human activities which happen in Antarctica.
Okay.
So is there any international organization which ensures that all of the countries are not harming the ecosystem there?
Yeah. People are working. In fact, he was actually exactly mentioned, not exactly from there, from the research point of view, but there are inspectors who inspect. Just like now, come anyway. First, let me come and give. You have got any prize or something?
Yes.
No problem. Does not matter. What did you? Chocolate or book or cover?
I got a book.
Come. I'll give a chocolate to you now. You'll be feeling hungry now. Lunchtime. So this was actually a very valid question. So as I was mentioning, give him a big round of applause. The no, people, not only us. There are several stations. I had actually a nice picture. If you see outside, all the research stations in Antarctica of USA, USSR, Germany, there was actually prior to 1990. When I went to the Russian station, within the Russian station there was actually East German camp. So all these German camps, people were actually shouting at them. So there are n number of camps which people are looking at, especially the inspectors and world countries. There's a thing called Arctic countries. There are n number of things people are going on. In fact, some of the Argentinian ladies, pregnant Argentinian ladies, went to Antarctica, gave birth to children, thinking that they will become native citizens of Antarctica. People do all sorts of things, crazy things, okay, in Antarctica, including giving birth. Can you imagine? I don't think you can have anything more than that. So people do all sorts of things, but then Antarctica does not belong to anybody.
So like if something, some parties violate, so when
No, there are checks in this one.
so when they are right under what jurisdiction it comes?
Yeah. Basically, Antarctica does not belong to anybody. According to USA and USSR, they made sure because Argentinian people, as I said, they wanted to do. Australians, they wanted to do. British people wanted to do. You cannot divide or you cannot put a fence over Antarctica. Does not say that it belongs to no. But you should show our presence. And there is an interaction, as I said, SCER, Century and this one of Antarctic Research is there. That body very clearly monitors it periodically. And WMO, there are so many people, organizations. No, they look at it in a magnifying glass. Don't think it is easy. And if you violate, you are out of it.
We are kicked out.
You are kicked out. You are kicked out.
You can fines also.
Yeah, so many things. Don't think life is easy. Now, see, I will tell you, since I'm coming from an oceanographic institution, people consider ocean as actually like a garbage bin. Dump each and everything into the ocean, and especially from the hotels, etc. So there's a thing called microplastics, which plays a very important role. I don't want to go into that and deviate from the subject. So just like same is the case with atmosphere, as I showed, they consider atmosphere as actually a dumping place. Same is with the ocean. So Antarctica cannot be done like that. Okay?
So it's done quite well. So
You have to do it very well, or you are out of it. You won't be allowed to keep your shop there. I'll put it that way. Okay.
So there are two parts of Antarctica, east and west, and they do have very different characteristics. So
I'm not going to give the answer now to you.
sir, but it is obvious that there should be two stations of India located at both the ends. Then why are both the stations in the east part?
Okay, that was a good question. Come. Anyway, I'm not going to give you Antarctica rock again. It's a good question. In fact, India, come down. India is actually trying to spread this one to various places. It's a good question. Maybe you should write a letter to Dr. M. Devichandra, who is the secretary of MOES, or maybe to NCCO there. He may send you in the next expedition to start this one in the Eastern Antarctica. Okay, let me see. Anyway. The thing is Antarctica, see this one, ice fish or water. Very good question. Don't worry, they will do it also. Send an email to him, the director of the secretary MOES. Okay, ask.
sir, this is a silly question. But
Don't say silly. You ask the question. Let others say
sir,
that.
have any surgery or medical surgery has been done in Antarctica here? It's proper surgery. Are there any incidents?
Okay, that's also a very good question. Actually, an appendicitis surgery was done on a Russian guy by an Indian doctor called Major Rajan. After coming back, he got a Adivishishta Seva medal. That also let me tell you. He came in our expedition. That Rajan came, Major Rajan from this one he came. So what will he? Maybe I'll give a nice cover view. Professor Ananda Krishnan's cover. No, not Ananda Krishnan, Antarctica, we make sure that you are medically fit from the all Indian especially for dental thing. Dental very serious issue. Anything is a serious issue. Okay, but this appendicitis operation was done. He got awarded or rewarded, I should say. He got rewarded by actually an Adhivishishna Major Rajan.
So,
If you have a mic, if somebody has a okay, you give a mic, take that mic. Because I am an old person, I should hear your question now.
Sir, my question is regarding biogeography. How it will be affect to the futuristic flora and fauna in Antarctica?
Anyway, come. I'll give this one to you. Talk like very clearly. The rungai or the nesting grounds of actually penguins, and they have substantially or drastically reduced. Forget about them. If there was some strong heat, I'm just explaining to you in the same. Just imagine I keep you outside and forget about heat wave. Itna ye hota to you come and stand under shade of a tree, or ideally a fan, or you like to go to an AC room. Same way, forget about this one. Fishes you see, penguins you see, they are acclimated to some particular type of temperature, and the temperature rises. I'll tell you about fish, for example. We are coming from Oceanographic Institute. The fishes are actually in some particular area of time. The temperature, the sea becomes warmer, either they will go down or migrate up. Same is the case with your penguins. Okay? They die, become extinct, or move into the other villages. Anyway, come. They will give a card to you. Come. This is actually a Megdut postcard of Ayush. So, okay. Where are okay?
So I have one is in many animals that we have just explored less than 10% ocean. Is it true? And if is it true,
Okay.
what is the point of exploring the ocean? And second question is like
Use the mic.
question is like fishing like taking fishes from ocean. Is it affected to the climate change? And what is the relationship between climate change and the ocean fishes and ice?
Okay, come. Anyway, let me come here. Let me start actually with the ocean. The marine biodiversity in the ocean actually you hardly know. Unlike the biodiversity on the land, the marine biodiversity, respect to the marine biology, whatever, we totally hardly know. Forget about this. I will tell you, our institute, the National Institute of Oceanography was formed when we knew little about the Indian Ocean itself. 20 countries spread all the world came with 40 research vessels from 1961 to 1965. 20 countries spread all over the world came and with the 40 research vessels studied the Indian Ocean in detail, which was totally unknown, unexplored. At the end of that, on 1st January 1966, National Institute of Oceanography was formed. Okay, so that is to start with the first this one about ocean in this one, and about the fishes. There are a lot of things. For example, overexploiting, underexploiting. Now, if you say from the climate change point of view, so more and more carbon dioxide is absorbed, there can be acidification of the ocean. Coral islands, they will start bleaching. There are any number of things which are happening. Don't think it's one way. It is both ways. So there is actually more and more of this one warming effects. Not only the monsoons, the cyclones, the ocean acidification, calcification, coral bleaching, you name any number of things can happen. Actually, okay, come. Did I give you anything? What did I give you? I gave a card or a cup to you? No. Did I give you anything? Okay. So I will give a chocolate to you. Give me my big round of applause. Very good question. Okay.
So my question is related to humans and the climate.
Okay.
Like there are many expeditions and everything. Like there are so when they come back or like are studies going on, even here like the UV radiations are different. There are different. Then mutations happen or in the gene because it does affect our body and it does affect our gene.
Okay. Instead of that, I will tell you. See, we usually go for the science expedition. But if you go on a winter expedition, See, for example, in the summer it's almost 4 months of actually sunshine on this one. Just imagine no sunlight. It will affect your psychology. So we have actually an institute called Defense Institute of Allied and Psychological Analysis, DIPAS from Delhi. Forget about radiation. This actually much is actually, yeah, I should not say much more. It can have so much effect. Not only while coming back, even when as and when you are there in Antarctica. You have 24 hours, 365 days. When you go for a winter expedition, you spend about 16 months over there. So unless you are actually properly engaged over there, you can have a number of problems. These are other things are actually minute or whatever, but then psychological problems are huge. Okay, and no doubt, as you said, right, I will tell you a simple example. Before going to Antarctica, as you said, the albedo, can affect your eyes, for example. If you don't put proper glasses, if you don't put properly cover your eyes or water, or your fingers or water, can have frostbite. There are a number of things which can happen. I'm not saying on radiation, one is actually your eyes, this one.
But there can be also positive change, like if there is no human interference and the climate or the thing, so it can have positive effect, and then we can also cure that thing in cure. Like,
But basically, there should be a balance. What's your name?
I
And I think there should be balance. If you don't send satellite, now they say everybody gets a satellite, unless you do a field trip over the ocean. In fact, I was recruited to NIO for a project called polymetallic nodules. In fact, two important things happened in NIO during 1982. One was the Antarctic expedition, I asked all of you know. In 1981, Dr. S.S. Kasim, he was the first person to go to Antarctica. He was asked by the late Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi, can you take an expedition to Antarctica? He readily agreed and took an expedition in 1981, reached Antarctica on 9th January 1982. In the same year, Dr. Kasim had an expedition called polymetallic nodules, this one. Just like we have a lot of copper, nickel, magnesium over the land, there are similar things at the deep sea bed called polymetallic nodules. So the resource of the land gets exhausted, we can get it from the ocean. So these are the two important things. So, and to get that from the deep sea floor, it's not easy. It will affect the whole flora and fauna, or this one. You have to bring it up because this whole ocean, this one, it's not in the surface, all on the subsurface. To bring it will churn, it will affect the flora and fauna of the ocean. Not only in Antarctica, it happens. So there can be a number of things. Same is the case. Without going for a research, how do we get the observation? If you allow it to be like that, maybe you can use remote sensing to a certain extent. Anyway, come. Did I give you anything? No.
yes.
What did I give you? Okay, I gave you. So maybe I should use something different. Let me see. A nice fish or whatever. Give her a big round of applause. Very good question. You become an environmentalist or what? Yeah.